Hi everybody, I'm coming to you today from the Creary wetlands here in southwestern Australia. This is traditional Noongar country, and I'm sitting here in this just amazing salt marsh on a wonderful spring morning here in Australia. And these salt marshes like this one, together with mangroves and seagrasses, are the ecosystems we now know as blue carbon ecosystems. Now, these coastal wetland systems, we've known for a very long time that they are very important. They're incredibly important as habitat for biodiversity. They protect our coastlines from the impacts of storms and from erosion, and they're also the main defense we have that protects the quality of our coastal waters. But starting about 10 years ago, we also began to realize that they're an important tool in addressing climate change. These plants around me trap and then sequester carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and the ocean and then bury it in the soil that I'm sitting on right here. And they do that over millennia, locking away enormous deposits of carbon. And they do this at a rate and at an efficiency up to 4 times as efficient as we see in terrestrial forests. Now, despite these ecosystems, these blue carbon ecosystems being so important for so many different reasons, they're also some of the most threatened ecosystems on Earth. Salt marsh, like this one, globally we've lost about 1/3 of our salt marsh over the last century, and mangroves, we've lost at least half of our mangroves around the world. However, we are people beginning to understand how important conserving these ecosystems are for many reasons, including addressing the problem of climate change. We're seeing more and more countries include blue carbon conservation and restoration in their commitments to achieving the very important Paris Accord targets. Just this last year, we've seen the first blue carbon credits produced, which brings important resources to the communities that are working to conserve and restore mangroves at various locations around the world. And then I think most importantly, there's an amazing growth in the number of individuals and in community groups that are working to protect and restore the mangroves, seagrasses, and tidal marshes like this one all around the world in the places that they care about. Now, what can you do to protect blue carbon ecosystems as a solution to climate change? Well, the first thing and most important thing to do is to come out and get to know your blue carbon ecosystem. Come and, like I have done here, visit your tidal marsh, your mangrove or your seagrass, understand the biodiversity that lives here and understand how important it is for your community, protecting you from storms and erosion. And then make sure you bring all your friends and your family down, and so that everybody can really begin to start to appreciate how wonderful, beautiful and important these ecosystems are. And lastly, go and join the community organisations, the groups, the government agencies that are working every day to protect our blue carbon ecosystems, because these blue carbon ecosystems are working to protect us.
My name is Frédéric Fardin, and I'm a 2021 SOA Alliance Micrograntee. Thanks to this grant, our NGO Roots of the Sea was able to organize our first ever Mangrove Week in July 2021. We also hope to launch very soon our first mangrove nursery and to start a restoration project at the south of the island of Martinique.
Il n'y a pas de mangrove inhabité. Une mangrove, le mot même mangrove signifie que c'est un espace qui est habité.
Mangrove Week 2021. Suite au succès du nettoyage de la mangrove de Coco-l'Échelle en 2020, nous avons décidé de célébrer cette année la journée internationale des mangroves sur une semaine entière. Au programme, des sorties kayak dans les mangroves des Trois-Îlets et du Lamentin, mais aussi des échanges live avec des intervenants internationaux, car la mangrove est aussi importante à l'échelle mondiale de par sa biodiversité que fondamentale pour les humains.
Un écosystème important, mais un écosystème aussi qui a cet enjeu politique-là, cet enjeu de développement, parce que oui, effectivement, il y a des gens qui vivent de la mangrove.
Mais Ali Herteman, écologue, spécialiste des zones humides et des mangroves, nous a fait l'honneur d'illustrer ce milieu qui mérite d'être mieux connu.
Sur la plus grande partie de mangroves, c'est celle de Genipa, on a jusqu'à 153 espèces d'oiseaux qui va fréquenter par exemple cette mangrove. C'est quand même pas mal. Et alors là, ça mélange les oiseaux sédentaires, les oiseaux migrateurs, donc on a vraiment une fréquentation très importante.
Pour sensibiliser les jeunes générations, un atelier Destine-moi ta mangrove a été réalisé avec des jeunes de 4 à 12 ans. L'occasion de leur présenter cet écosystème avant qu'ils ne retranscrivent au pinceau leur vision du milieu.
Pourquoi t'as mis une maison toi?
Parce que j'habite tout près de la mangrove.
Et pour couronner les visites en extérieur, une balade pédestre a permis aux participants de découvrir la mangrove de la baie du Trésor.
Vous verrez le phare aussi au loin. Donc si vous y pensez, passez, faites un petit tour, prenez des photos.
Maintenant, parole au public. Après une conférence au Patio 19 sur le thème de la mangrove habitée, animée par Frédéric Fardin, doctorante en géographie, et Malcolm Ferdinand, docteur en philosophie politique, le public s'est prêté au jeu des questions.
Est-ce qu'il y aurait des anecdotes ou du moins des réalités simples, quotidiennes, qui pourraient rendre le Martiniquais fier de retrouver un tel espace dans son environnement?
Est-ce que vous connaissez l'état des connaissances dans les manuels scolaires pour les enfants sur la mangrove? Est-ce que ça existe aujourd'hui? Parce que, moi j'ai 38 ans, j'ai pas appris la mangrove à l'école.
Carton plein pour cette première édition Mangrove Week par Roots of the Sea, Racine Lamay. Finalement, une semaine, c'est très court. Au sein de l'association, notre objectif est d'aller encore plus loin, mais surtout, ensemble.
Alors, vous adhérez?
Vive la mangrove!
My name is Josephat Kashoki. I'm from Kenya and I'm working on a project of using clay pots as an alternative to plastic bag used in mangrove nursery establishments. So a clay pot is made of clay sourced from local material, local soil. The clay is molded and heated to harden. So in that state, then we have a space within our clay whereby we are able to put the soil and also plant our propagule. The intention of using the clay pot is over time the clay pot will break down when the tree starts becoming big and allow the tree to continue growing. So the clay pots we are using it because it's not a pollutant. It doesn't contribute to pollution to the ocean, unlike the plastic bag, which are now a great menace to the ocean. So in addition to the pot being eco-friendly, the pot also gives the propagule enough stability for it to grow and also establish. In an area like the one I'm standing behind, it has undergone some changes, mostly soil erosion. So the pot gives the seedling enough stability for it to grow, also protecting the seedling from waves. And over time, the seedling will stabilize in such an area. So that's why we want to use this as an alternative to the plastic bag.
Seagrasses are not well familiar to most of the communities here in Tanzania. Their importance, their role, and their existence is not well known to most of the communities in Tanzania. For instance, at our visit at Coco Beach, Dar es Salaam this year, we found that the beach is totally polluted with water pollutions affecting the growth of seagrasses, but promoting the growth of algae, which in terms to provide to initiate competition between algae growth and seagrass growth. And in the way that we observed, in the coming years, the seagrass will completely diminish, will completely perish, because the algae growth is growing higher compared to it, and there are a lot of sea urchins at that beach. And also, the community is not totally aware, or they do not have even the concern of the importance of seagrass in the oceanic beaches. And also at Karori Bagamoyo Beach, the small-scale fishermen are doing their activities, but without keeping into a concern that they are both anchoring activities and the fishery activity are distracting and destroying the seagrass. The place was well known to be a very to have the greatest seagrass abundance in last years, considering the research is done in 2017. But currently, they are seen to be diminishing, and because they are not specific records of the abundances from that year to currently, that's why we usually approximate. So the grasses are seen to diminish, to perish, because of the small-scale fisheries activities, and also due to pollution. And also the most and the worst of all is that the people are not yet in concern of what is going on at the ocean, and no one is speaking about the seagrass ecosystems of Tanzanian ocean waters. Not only that, but also researchers have shown that lots of species are extincting in Tanzanian marine water. For instance, the dugong. Researchers have shown that it's more than a decade now, the dugongs have never been seen in Tanzanian ocean waters, not only in Tanzanian ocean water, but the whole of the West Indian Ocean. But they only put forward conservation actions to conserve these extincting marine species like sea cow and turtles, is conserving the habitats that promotes the existence in the marine waters. And that includes the seagrasses, because the dugongs, the sea cows, and the sea turtles totally, highly, and greatly depends on seagrass beds. The health of the seagrass beds influence the presence of the sea cow and sea turtles. So this is a very great challenge, because the community is not well aware of the seagrass beds, the importance and their roles, and they still don't care if they pollute the water, they destroy the seagrass, or the fishery activities destroy the seagrass. And at the same time, we are losing species and doing very hard working in preserving the seagrass species. So we came up with a project known as the grass underwater, a very simple phrase to define what seagrass is to everyone, by just saying it's a grass underwater, because it's very important in blue carbon sequestration and in protecting the marine species. It provides food habitat, feeding grounds, and nursery grounds to marine species here all over the world. So the great spotlight. So the project will be giving seagrasses ecosystems in Tanzania a spotlight they deserve, raising awareness to the community about what seagrass is and their roles and the importance to the ocean and to the whole of the ecosystem, and also to the community at large, and also monitoring the seagrasses day-to-day activity, going into the ocean and seeing the status of the seagrasses, what they are facing, the challenges, and how are they increasing or decreasing, and all the monitoring data about the species IDs and the whole of the ecosystem associated to it, and then performing seagrass conservations and restorations, and also protections to those beds which are very, very in a very great danger.
Hello everyone, I'm Anthony Duxwell. I'm 24 years old, a graduate from the University of Boya with a BSc in Geography as a major and Environmental Science as a minor. I am passionate about mangrove conservation and restoration. I'm carrying out a project titled Involving Local Community in Mangrove Restoration. In Cameroon, over the years, due to lack of sustainable sources of energy, it has pushed most of the community members to be involved in mangrove harvesting. This has greatly degraded the mangrove ecosystem in the nation of Cameroon. The aim of this project is to educate the local community members about the importance of mangrove to the environment, to the ocean, and most importantly, as a blue carbon resource. Mangrove is very important. It has the ability to capture massive amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases from the atmosphere and stores it in its rich flooded soils, which can last for millions of years, and as a result it helps in mitigating climate change. I want to thank Sustainable Ocean Alliance and all the mangrove lovers out there for their wonderful support to ensure that mangrove ecosystem is sustainably managed, and encourage the youth out there and local community members to take action to ensure that mangroves are well conserved. Together we can all save the mangroves. Thanks.
My waves, rhythm of serenity. My flowing water, streams of stability. My power, breathing life in every droplet. I am the ocean, home to more than half of the world's species. But I am in danger more than ever. Harmful practices jeopardize the prosperity of marine lives, my spaces. Every human action emits carbon into our atmosphere, into the air, into the lands, into me. Big or small, directly or indirectly. My waters are warming. My species are dying. But I am fighting. I have tremendous power to heal with the help of my natural wonders. Blue carbon ecosystems, a lush feeding ground for marine organisms. Conserving blue carbon ecosystems can be actioned by anyone, even by those living far from coastlines. My ecosystems provide multiple nursery habitats and healthy breeding grounds. Coastal farming communities are making it possible for you to be involved in blue carbon conservation by carbon offsetting. The act of reducing carbon dioxide to compensate for emissions you produce. This activity helps stabilize the lives of coastal communities, diversifying their livelihoods, mapping their future. Every effort counts. Every growth is precious. From adopting bold mangroves to beautiful corals and luscious seagrass and seaweed. Envisioning sustainable living for humanity and our Earth. dive into this movement. Starting from you, starting from now. Be the change. Be the solution.
My name is Héctor Contreras Marimón. I live in the city of Cartagena, Colombia. I am a student of the public administration and I am the co-founder and director of the Casamangle Foundation, which is dedicated to the care and preservation to the mangrove forests and bodies of water that we have at the city. Fundación Casamangle was born as a community initiative with an environmental focus that seeks to protect the mangrove forests and the bodies of water that are close to them in the city of Cartagena in the department of Bolívar. Working with the surrounding communities to these important mangrove ecosystems, making us aware of the importance of them in our environment, and finding a way to live with them without damaging them. We use art and cultural manifestation as a tool or means to raise awareness within communities with respect to the importance of the environment and especially mangrove forests and the important role that they fulfill.
We are facing a climate and biodiversity crisis, and the ocean is also concerned. But the ocean is also a source of solutions, especially if we look at its ecosystems. That's why we've created Phoenix Expedition. Phoenix Expedition is a low-carbon quest to restore the carbon sinks of the ocean on which we all rely. So in February, we'll set sail from France across the Atlantic, going through the West Indies, around Central America, all the way up to San Diego in California. On our way, we'll visit marine restoration projects. We'll meet the people that actively restore blue carbon ecosystems, the seagrass, the mangrove, the corals, and the kelp forest. We'll show you why we need to preserve and restore these habitats, but we'll also help them and regenerate these blue carbon sinks, taking part in restorative actions that the local people have already started. Restoring these ecosystems are key to alleviate the climate crisis that we are facing right now. Time to act is now, so if you want to join us, please follow us. This project is already co-founded by many people that believe in blue carbon, such as Tanaka, Fondation de la Mer, the French Ministry of Maritime Affairs, and obviously the Sustainable Ocean Alliance. We have no time to lose to regenerate our ocean. Join us, follow our journey, and let's restore blue carbon sinks. Hey, I'm Luisa San and I'm here to represent the Phoenix expedition. So come on board with me. So that's the boat that we're going to be sailing on. We're setting sail in February next year for 4 months. We're going to cross the Atlantic, go around the West Indies, Central America, and go all the way up to San Diego in California. And the aim is to basically stop two marine restoration projects to raise awareness about the importance of restoring them, but also to help them to take action in restorative actions. So basically, I've graduated in marine biology, and for years I've learned and read about the biodiversity crisis and the climate crisis, but also I've learned how restoring marine ecosystems is a solution to this crisis. But I've realized not so many people knew about it or talked about it. So I decided to take action. I finished my degree. I decided to leave university and leave the world of academia and go for an adventure. So here I am on Phoenix on our sailing boat with 3 other crew members and an amazing team ashore as well, and amazing partners really believing in the importance of blue carbon ecosystems. And I'm really excited to see that tonight and today all of you are watching this and really starting to understand the importance of these ecosystems to fight climate change. We've already started to raise awareness on our social media and also in the events of today, but we're also trying to raise some funds so we can actually set sail in February. And yeah, we're also going to visit kelp forest ecosystems. We haven't talked about them today, but they are quite important ecosystems because they capture carbon. So they're really important to mitigate climate change as well. So there's so much more to discover, so much more to talk about. And I think there is hope, but we need to act now and we need everyone to believe in this and to know about it. So please join us, follow us, take part in our journey and spread the world. And of course, thanks you everyone for watching this. And thanks the SOA for supporting us, making this event happen and to raise awareness about blue carbon ecosystems.